If I was to randomly select 10 people in this room, statistics tell us that 8 of you will experience disabling back pain at some stage in your life. Back pain is a massive global problem. In fact, it is the most disabling of all health conditions and costs more than cancer and diabetes combined. Now, many people think movement and posture relate to back pain, but surprisingly, there isn't a lot of evidence that supports this relationship. The way people think and feel about their back is also important. So my research investigates this relationship at an individual level using an experimental case series, which is the best designed to try and answer this question. This case series follows 12 individuals with back pain and measures these factors on an almost weekly occasion for 22 weeks before, during and after a promising new physio treatment approach. I'm going to discuss this research using the story of one participant in this study, Anthony. Anthony is a 33-year-old male. He loved basketball and weightlifting, but had been battling with back pain for the past 9 years. He had a disc protrusion on MRI and was very afraid of bending because he had been told it would make his protrusion worse. He said in a qualitative interview, "I feel my disc is bulging and protruding, and if I'm not careful, it will slip out." He'd seen many health professionals and would habitually keep his back very straight and rigid when bending and lifting, a little bit like the guy on the left there. Despite all this, he still had pain. During his very first treatment session, the physio listened to his story and experimented with how Anthony was moving, and together they found that bending and relaxing into lifting, a bit like the guy on the right there, despite being incredibly frightening for Anthony, was actually pain-free. So this really challenged his belief that bending was dangerous, which is quite a common belief amongst society, again, despite a lack of evidence to support it. The physio informed him of the poor correlation between disc protrusions and pain, that 80% of the time they naturally resolve, and that it's okay to round your back. Over the treatment session, his fear dramatically reduced and his speed of bending increased from just 13 degrees a second to 47 degrees a second, almost 4 times faster. Over the next 4 weeks, he continued to improve and remains pain-free 4 months later. The take-home for Anthony: bending is safe and healthy. Anthony's case demonstrates the relationship between fear, movement and pain, and how movement and pain can be very related, but perhaps not for the reasons we may think. By gaining an understanding of this relationship, my ultimate goal is to reduce the disability of this condition and to provide a better and more efficient treatment option for the health professionals that may end up treating you if you're one of the 8. Thank you.